Have you ever found yourself whispering, "I'll start tomorrow"? It's a quiet, almost comforting thought, isn't it? But what if I told you that procrastination isn't just about laziness? It's not about a lack of discipline, it's about protecting your fragile sense of self. It begins with a nudge, convincing you that tomorrow is the perfect day to begin, but before you know it, days turn into months, and opportunities slip away. In this video, we're going to explore the hidden truths behind procrastination, the self-betrayal it causes, and how it sabotages your potential. But here's the thing: procrastination isn't your enemy, your fear is. So, if you're ready to break free from the cycle of delay and take the first step towards change, I want you to make a promise to yourself. Right now. Start today. Begin uncertain. Begin afraid. But just begin. Keep watching to discover how. It doesn't start with laziness. It starts quietly. A whisper that tells you, tomorrow is a better day to begin. This isn't just a passing thought, it's the beginning of a subtle shift in your mind. Procrastination doesn't burst into your life with a loud, rebellious cry. It tiptoes in, with a gentle nudge, convincing you that delay is harmless. You tell yourself you'll do it later because, in that moment, it feels safer. But here's the truth: procrastination is not just avoidance, it's the unconscious preservation of your fragile sense of self. You delay not because you're careless, but because you care too much. You fear the failure, the judgment, the vulnerability of starting something and not seeing it through. So, you postpone. Not out of negligence, but out of self-protection. In the moment, delaying seems like the safer option. You're not putting off the work, you're protecting yourself from a reality that might expose your own inadequacies. That's what procrastination really is: an unconscious defense mechanism. It feels like safety, but it's a false comfort that ultimately keeps you trapped. Are you ready to break free from this trap? Stay with me as we dive deeper into how procrastination subtly sabotages your growth and how you can start turning this around. Here's where procrastination gets tricky. It feels like strategy. You convince yourself that waiting for the perfect moment is part of a well-thought-out plan. You organize your workspace. You make to-do lists. You light the candle and wait for the right mood, the clarity, the confidence to kick in. But here's the problem: you're not being thoughtful, you're stalling. You start thinking that inspiration will come only when the conditions are ideal, as if it's a divine favor given to the worthy. But here's the catch: waiting for everything to align perfectly only gives you more time to think about how you should start, but never actually taking the first step. It's a cycle of waiting for conditions to be just right, yet they never are. The illusion is that you're being productive while you wait. You prepare, you plan, you perfect, but you're not actually doing anything. The preparation becomes the substitute for the actual work. You keep telling yourself that tomorrow will be the day, that you need just a little more time, but in truth, you're wasting the only resource that truly matters: time itself. Does this sound familiar? Have you fallen into the trap of preparation without action? Stick around as we uncover how time continues to slip by, and how you can break free from this false sense of strategy. Let's make your first step today. While you wait for the perfect moment, time doesn't pause for you. It moves on without mercy, indifferent to your hesitation. Each moment you spend waiting is a moment lost. You might think you're gaining time by delaying, but in reality, you're losing it. The clock keeps ticking, and the opportunities you could have seized, the progress you could have made, slip away without a second thought. What's more painful than failing at a task? It's the quiet morning that happens when you realize how much you could have achieved if you had simply started sooner. Every version of you that could have existed, those small, tentative steps that could have led to something extraordinary, fades into regret. The missed chances, the potential not realized. You've spent so much time waiting for a better moment, and now that moment is gone. Procrastination makes you believe that there's a perfect moment to act, but the truth is, the perfect moment never arrives. You can't control the flow of time, but you can decide how to spend it. Waiting for the ideal conditions is not only a waste of time, it's a betrayal of your own potential. Are you ready to stop letting time slip away? Stay with me, and let's discuss how you can stop the cycle of delay and start making progress, no matter where you are right now. The time is now, Let's take that first step together. Procrastination isn't just about putting things off, it's a form of self-betrayal, played out slowly over time. Each time you delay, you're sabotaging your own growth. It feels harmless at first. Maybe it feels like you're simply waiting for the right time. But deep down, you know that every delay is another small betrayal of your potential. The real reason we procrastinate isn't because we don't care about the task at hand, it's because we fear the exposure that comes with trying. We're afraid to show our raw effort, to put ourselves out there and risk being met with silence or failure. Procrastination is the quiet shield we put up to protect ourselves from the vulnerability of starting, from the fear of being judged or falling short. But here's the thing, you're not avoiding the work. You're avoiding the exposure of who you are when you step into the arena. You're hiding from your own potential, because showing up means you might fail. But here's the hard truth. Failing is part of the process. It's through the struggle, the messiness, and the uncertainty that clarity is born. The longer you wait, the more you feed into this cycle of self-sabotage. Each delay plants a seed of regret and self-doubt in the fertile soil of fear. And the more you delay, the harder it becomes to break the pattern. You're not protecting yourself, you're suffocating your own growth. Can you relate to this feeling of self-sabotage? Let's explore how to stop betraying yourself and start embracing the discomfort of growth. Stay with me as we move forward and uncover the path to breaking free from this cycle. Here's the harsh but liberating truth. Every masterpiece was once a mess. The best work, the most transformative journeys, all began in chaos, uncertainty, and imperfection. But what sets them apart is not the avoidance of failure, it's the willingness to dive into the mess and begin anyway. Procrastination convinces us that we must be fully prepared, fully ready, and entirely confident before we start. But here's the secret. You will never think your way into readiness. You will only act your way into clarity. It's in the doing that the answers come, not in the endless preparation or the waiting for the perfect conditions. Clarity, confidence, and progress are all byproducts of action. You might start unsure, uncertain, and even afraid, but that's the process. When you make the decision to begin, no matter how imperfectly, it's the first step toward discovering the clarity and strength you thought you lacked. Action is the antidote to procrastination. The longer you wait, the more opportunities pass you by, and the more you reinforce the fear that holds you back. But when you take that first step, you reclaim your power. The hesitation, the fear, the uncertainty, they all fade when you make the choice to act. So, start. Start afraid. Start uncertain. Start messy. But start. It's time to stop thinking about the perfect moment. Start today, in whatever state you're in, and watch how the path becomes clearer as you walk it. Don't wait any longer. Let's take that first step together and see where it leads. The greatest tragedy in life isn't falling short of your goals. It's never stepping onto the path at all. It's waiting for the right moment, for the perfect conditions, and never realizing that the only thing standing in your way is the fear of beginning. Imagine all the versions of yourself that could have existed if you had just started when you first thought about it. The skills you could have honed, the relationships you could have built, the progress you could have made. But none of that can happen if you never take that first step. The path doesn't appear by waiting. It reveals itself only once you start walking. What you've been waiting for isn't some magical moment in the future. It's the courage to start right now, no matter how small the step may be. Every journey, no matter how long or difficult, begins with that first moment of courage. The truth is, the longer you wait, the more you bury the version of yourself that you could have become. The greatest tragedy isn't falling short. It's never knowing who you could have been because you were too afraid to start. Don't let fear hold you back any longer. Take that first step, no matter how unsure you feel. You never know where it will lead, but one thing's for sure, it won't lead you anywhere if you don't start. Let's begin this journey together. You are capable of more than you think. Just take the leap.